Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Deploying rocket mat.
You can stop worrying about grenades now.
Shield going out. Deploying rocket mat.
10 seconds left.
Kona prep to heal.
Deployed and ready to go.
5 seconds left. Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Positioned. Place device.
We're ready for company. Deploying shield.
Device placed. Device set. Torch is ready.
Device ready. Swapping mags.
Torch is on.
Bomb located by attackers.
Change.
Get clear.
It's careful. Ratero going in. Explosion coming.
Attackers.
Thanks, Ozzy. I appreciate it. Truly. Yeah. Sorry, I had my mic muted past round.
10 seconds to go.
I'll pick it up from the first break.
5 seconds left.
So, yeah. First round is
Operators, you are
just
out of time.
numbers game at the end. Ultimately is what ended up winning it there for OutBurst RnR, who are defending first on Oregon here. VG League Division 3 matchup, I believe, against TG. I don't know. No, I don't know much about TG. I don't know if that's even at all related besides a similar name. Okay, that's not good. To That's Tough Gaming? I don't know. I mean, I know Crushed has been around, Money. I've seen Don't Hurt Me Please around quite a bit. And Noisy, who ended up just leaving right now. So, Apparently, TG's calling for a rehost.
10 seconds left. 5 seconds to insertion. Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Okay, so we're rehosting. I believe that round should go to RnR. I don't know if RnR is going to throw a fit about it or not. Not sure. Noisy returns anyways, which is ironic. I mean, they can throw a fit about it, I believe.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Okay, and we're back.
Discovered the location of a bomb.
TG rehosted, which is kind of annoying because at the end Noisy returned anyway, so it didn't really matter. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that this should technically be 2-0 in favor of RnR, but they didn't really speak up. Interesting match, yeah, I mean...
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
You know, Division 3 here, I believe week 1 matchup between the two. Don't know a ton about either. I mean, I know some of the players on TG. I know RnR. I think I've casted one of their games recently, but they're not great. Another one of the issues is that there are, from my understanding, most of them are on EU, so this does not really benefit them here. We'll have to see how it goes. To talk about the bans very quickly, as TG is already trying. My apologies, folks. I'm still dealing with something, so I have a bit of a cough. If I suddenly cut off, it's because I'm trying to deal with that. But anyways, as I was saying, so as TG is sort of laying into this defense here from RnR, talk about the bans very quickly. Thatcher ban and Ace ban on their own are not very surprising. Both of them are good secondary support or hard breach. And I'm not really surprised to see either of them featured here as Harry Bob takes down one. Oaks takes down another. It'll be Noisy out. We're getting a refrag. Penner picks down Planet. That'll be Noisy. Actually, double kill from Flicks. XK, I guess, is what I'm gonna have to go with there. Not 100% sure, but double kill from him, and then his teammates contributing. TJ can actually trade after Penner, but. And Goose finishes the round off, gets another round win here for But as I was saying, on their own, the Thatcher and the Ace, not very surprising. In conjunction, though, you know, together, it's a bit surprising, because normally I don't see teams banning both of them. You know, it's going to make it really hard now for this attacking team to get walls open. Not impossible, of course. You know, you still have Thermite, you still have Maverick, you still have Twitch, you still have Flores, you still have your Hibana, so you can still get hatches, you still have all that. But, you know, Thatcher, obviously very strong for secondary breach. And Ace is just a really good overall hard breach. He also has that sort of fraggy edge with the AK-12 that allows him to do a bit more of to lean a bit more into a flex roll, possibly, considering that his utility can also be used as soft breach, although it's rarely used in capacity. Other bans, Mira, not very surprising, frankly. Mira's pretty strong in this map. I'm not a huge fan of the ban, because I don't think that it's really worth it. I don't think that she's that great, but it is understandable. It is a Mira map. Mira is a map-specific and site-specific op, so it's not a shock to see her off the board here. And then the Valkyrie van. Valkyrie, always strong. If I remember correctly, Valkyrie recently or is going to be nerfed. Some changes to her cameras, I believe. I could be wrong here. I could just be, you know, improvising in front of you all. But just overall great operator for utility. Her utility is great, and as an operator, she is strong because her utility brings such great intel. Money takes down Harry Bob and brings this team, I believe, the first man advantage that they're going to actually have here in this match. I might be wrong on that, though. But still, I think Money's going to try and press forward now, get another frag, as he's going to now look towards that dining area. I think he spotted just a teeny bit of XK there. XK going to rotate over actually to this kitchen side. Interesting to see a dining and kitchen hold. Most teams would opt for meeting instead. It's a bit easier to hold vertically since it's all connected. That small tower office might be an issue here, but you know, Goose, as he takes down Money, gonna clear out that entry. And you know, STG hasn't really been playing vertical, and they are not playing vertical here, so they're not really making that an issue. I feel like they should be, and they're missing out on an opportunity here. XK takes down Don't Hurt Me and get rid of the remaining fragger. Also gets a lot of utility off the board with the with those Gemini holograms gone now. TG not able to really use that intel, and I don't think during, while the Hurt Me Please was alive, they really got all that much value off of them, all that much intel, so kind of a lost opportunity there. So now, can opener gonna go out there, Noisy is just continuing to slice and dice this ceiling here over the kitchen side, as that seems to be the approach now being taken by TG. But without that man advantage and only a minute left, I mean, even though they have all this here, and they have a good spot, they might be looking to plant now. I mean, they have everything, basically, to get that done, and there's no way for them to really, the defense to really stop that from Sec Hall without possibly opening up some sort of impact hole. Crush is going to take down PK. It's going to clear out a good bit of pressure that could have come, and now Crush looking for the plant. Covered here by Planet, having that long angle, and then vertical is Noisy able to take down the XK. Traded out by Planet. Planet will go down courtesy of Crush. Crush gonna try and hold down the line here. Because that'll be Goose looking for the flank there, stopped by Planet, and that'll be up to just Pinner. Taken down by Crush, though, as TG gets their first round here.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
You can stop worrying about grenades now.
Come back from TG, she says. Possibly. I mean, I could see there being here a momentum shift. But admittedly, the tertiary site on basically any map, including on Oregon, is really difficult to defend. So I'm not too surprised to see RnR fall on that, especially considering that they were running the, in my opinion, weaker, harder to defend, and absolutely less popular dining combination with kitchen instead of meeting. And, ultimately they lost because they couldn't hold on to this easternmost edge of kitchen. They lost this kitchen wall. They lost vertical. They didn't even really try and play vertical, which was an issue. Neither of these teams have really been playing vertical, at least been committed to playing vertical. And then they lost their player here after losing this wall. So I think if I believe it was PK over here, in that kitchen hall, Noise is going to use a frag to take down Pinner. That's a big kill for them. 30 seconds at 40, actually. My bad. They're not only getting themselves that opening kill, that early man advantage, but also taking down that smoke with all that utility on him. 30 seconds to push denial, 30 seconds of plant denial, possibly. Just really valuable utility that they just knocked off the board of RnR display. Really good opening situation. A really good open situation. But as I was saying, now TJ going to get a second for his team. XK stopped on that swing from the Ash, looking for a second one for himself there. Harry shuts him down, though, trades him out. Or trades out his teammate, but still, they're down a man here. They're going to have to try and make some sort of recovery as this, this round's continuing to get worse and worse, it seems, for this defending team. STX Planet takes down Harry Bob, trades his teammate out again here. It's up to just Goose and PK to try and clutch the round up here, really fighting against the numbers as this site continues to get collapsed. Goose is going to take down Planet at the cost of most of his health. Game wall gets popped open here, so now Goose needs to be mindful of his angles, really. Trying to take down Noisy there on that armory hall side. Crush going to take a lot of damage off of this game wall and might try and rotate around, provide some help on the trophy end. Don't hurt me, please, because he's now going to try and pressure this white wall side, or white stairs side, my apologies. Covered by the castle, just trying to, I think, time it up here. This castle has not been very helpful, very good. Don't think that they should really be continuing to use it, but they are. Goose is now going to get a couple pot shots down. He is heavily damaged here, going to get some pressure now. Crush just able to pincer him out. Bit of an assist there, courtesy of Don't Hurt Me plays on White Stairs, and now PK and Don't Hurt Me Please trading themselves out. Ultimately, the numbers game there really caught up to RnR Esports, and I think we're seeing a bit of a momentum shift here now in favor of this attacking team. But you know, they lost the smoke really early. I think that was the kill shot for them, really. From there, the round was kind of doomed. That, and when they ended up going down in a 5v3, it was really hard to fight out of a 5v3, especially when you're without that smoke there, which I'm sure that smoke would have had an effect through those smoke canisters. Just didn't get to use them. Died way too early. So, I mean, that's the value of playing vertical. They used a frag grenade on a guy that wasn't paying any attention and killed him. And they got rid of some really valuable utility in the process, and that really helped them. And, you know, just couldn't win the gunfights. That, and I think I'm not a fan of the castle. I mean, they're running it on this site too, and I don't think it's much better than the setup that they were doing on top floor. It's not. I mean,
Attackers are moving out to locate a
castle is usually meant to restrict motion and make it more costly utility-wise for teams to push. But here it's just being used for the sake of being used. I mean, we saw a castle here on the top of White Stairs, which is, I mean, it's not bad, but it's just not great, really. Kind of restricts movement of roamers, of guys trying to flee sight. And then, you know, the castle on this window is basically useless. I can't even remember where the other two castle barricades were. Maybe one of them was on this window, but they just were kind of a non-factor. I mean, really not doing much here, and kind of a castle there, a moot point, as Goose, however, going to quickly just nail money there. Takes him down and gets his team into a man advantage situation. Also a pretty good kill, as that's one of the two top frags alongside Crushed. Sort of interesting support and frag duo there. Frag grenade goes out courtesy of Noisy. I think he's trying to push around Goose, but doesn't realize how far back Goose is in Freezer. Just sort of all the way at the back. But to look quickly at this castle setup, I mean, we have one sitting in Harry Bob's pocket for no reason. It's kind of a waste. Another one here, not good, but not bad. I mean, it allows that smoke there to play in that area, as long as that's up and they're not really pressuring him. This here is kind of a waste, because it basically just gives up this entire area to the attack, and doesn't really force a gunfight, or force an advantageous gunfight possibly for the defense. Now Hatch is being opened up here, as CG seems to stick around with this strategy, really, of just prying open vertical and really punishing RnR that way. Harry Bob falls in the hands of Don't Hurt Me Please for a second one, possibly. However, basically just ganged up on by most of RnR there. He gets taken down, traded out quickly. Did his damage, though. And Pinner swings across, has to pay the price. Noisy will take him down there. It's a pretty big kill. Again, the smoke stopped from using a lot of his utility. It's going to certainly really superpower this attack here. Crush is now going to push down into E-Box, maybe looking to sneak on the side here, get a plant down. Noisy takes down Goose. It's up to just XK and PK to try and close this round out. Crush it back up. Noisy falls. XK gets the frag. Looking for another one possibly here. It's just going to hold down the line, really. PK playing in the sort of nook of supplies. It's going to be Crush looking for the swing. He'll get it down, gets the kill. Now looking for the plant. Planet covering him again. However, KL gets a XK, pardon me, 3K from him. 4K, actually. He'll clutch up the round here, doing the lion's share of the work for RnR. Able to just disassemble that push from TG and win the round for them. And, yeah, I mean, we've seen a sort of shift in tides here, as we now see RnR sort of losing momentum. Quit being a snake. Interesting comment.
surrenders. Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
But yeah. From the perspective of somebody that is a fan of RnR, it is good that they stopped the bleeding. You know, they seemingly were letting a bit of a run happen there, courtesy of TG. So if you are a fan of RnR, you should be happy that they were able to recover there, get themselves another round. And mainly it was just due to late round heroics by XK, and to an extent, I think Pin was the other person to get a kill. The only other one? I might be wrong. It might have been Goose. But if they have to be able to do better than that. They can't rely on one guy, going off in order to win. They have to do better. So I think the key for them is really going to be just getting the setup right, and then being able to deal with the pressure here. We've seen the same push, mind you, basically round after round here for TG. It's been the same push, especially on this side. It's been the exact same push. On basement, there have been some slight differences, but not enough to really warrant a lot of mentioning. TJ takes down XK. Early frag there, also an impactful frag as XK, the newly minted top frag, now out of the round, certainly going to put a bit of a damper on that team, as they're now also down a man, down early too. I mean, less than a minute in, and they're already having to play without that man advantage in their favor here. Goose is going to look to swing here, possibly get his team into a 4v4 situation, playing a bit more aggressively than I would really expect. Pinner trying to deal with some pressure here from this armory side, as that'll be crushed, looking to play this new game wall down. Pinner looking to finish him off, however, punished by Goose for just holding down that angle. Planet takes down PK, as that'll be now a res by Pinner. Too bad TJ gets a double kill, looking for a third one, he'll get it. Pinner and Goose down, looking for a fourth now, possibly trying to gun him out with a pistol. Stop there, Harry Bob takes down TJ. Planet finishes him off. Train gets another round here for TG, as they actually managed to salvage that half after an early slip, just sort of trading rounds with RnR. 3-3 at half. Checking the scoreboard, 4-4-6-5-2, 8-5-3-1-1. We're seeing a bit more even stats here from the now defending team from TG. I mean, you look over at the extremes, you have on one end the top frag is 6, the other end, your bottom frag is 2. And then you look over at RnR, one of the guys is at 8, that's their top frag, and then their bottom frags, plural, are at 1. So just not a good sign, I'd say, to have that big of a difference. Especially when there's not another guy back-to-back winning from both teams. Yeah. As I was saying, just sort of trading rounds there. So, but just without somebody else sharing that load, I don't think that it's gonna really. I don't think it's a really good sign and a really tenable position for. Entertaining so far. Yes, it has been an entertaining match. We'll have to see how it goes. I mean, I could see it going either way. I think some goals here for both teams, just based off of the first half, which is hard to translate exactly because you're switching sides, so you're doing the exact opposite of what you were just doing. But I think that... And RnR is already going to go down. There goes their only hard breach in PK. So basically they have to just tear up whatever game plan they had and find a new one. Courtesy of TJ there. Getting an early pick, spawn peek from him. Gets a 5v4 situation, so really high risk, high reward play from him. And that'll pay off big, and not only do they get that 5v4 off of the spawn peek, but they also get a kill onto that only hard reach. So really big play there. Goose gonna take some damage here. But as I was saying, I think for RnR it's gonna really be up to them to get a good game plan going and then be able to execute on it. Crushed falls there, losing that smoke. Not the worst thing to happen to them, but certainly not good. Pinner takes down Don't Hurt Me. Noisy gonna take down Goose, so it brings it back to even. Actually, Pinner takes down Money. I think he's actually going to continue to provide pressure here from below as that Jackal. Noisy trying to hold down the line. I believe Planet stepping up a bit here, trying to play a bit more aggressively. Harry Bob just shows up, gets the job done, gets that kill. Looking for another one here on the Noisy, and he'll get it as just a bit of a mess of a match around there. I mean, no hard reach. They had secondary support, sure. They had those EMP grenades, but they didn't have any hard reach, so it really should have been difficult for them to get on site, but somehow the entirety of TG just sort of disappeared and became porous. I mean, how do you let a guy stand there at the doorway between attic and main dorm and not get bodied? It's just confusing how they let that happen, and I think that it's a really bad sign. Yana has to get a nade kill from below. Don't want to talk about it. I pulled it. I mean, yeah, they did. They managed to recover from losing that hard reach really early, which is, props to them for doing that. That's gonna obviously reward them in that they now have this lead here for the first time again. For the first time again. That doesn't make any sense. My apologies, folks. They have the lead again. They've generally in this match been the team to get the lead. They just now have to be able to hold on to it. Because so far it's just been a tale of trading between these two teams. So as I was saying, I think goals for these two teams for this second half, which is hard to identify exactly, but and also from that first round that we saw. For RnR, it's going to be keeping their supports alive, sticking to the game plan, and executing. They lost PK really early in that last round. They sort of had to just throw a plan out there, and in the past we've seen some not great game plans on defense, and some not great real approaches from them, so they have to be mindful of that. Pinner might be looking to now hunt down this alibi from Don't Hurt Me, and he doesn't look at all. I'm gonna just straight up call him out here. Dude, you didn't drone. You didn't do anything. You just walked in. You literally face-checked nothing. That's what you get when you don't check. You don't pay any attention. XK falls there. I don't know what's going on here for TG, but they're suddenly playing super aggressive. I don't know why they have 3 guys on roam. I think for a moment there they had 4, which is just way too aggressive here. But as I was saying, he didn't drone at all, and he didn't check anything. You even have an ability that helps you check stuff with the Inox. Haribob takes down Money, but he didn't do any of that. Go back to this. I'm sorry to perseverate, but it was just clearly lazy, sloppy work. Didn't do any of the standard processes, and ended up having to pay for it. Cost his team the man advantage. Haribob's going to take a bit of damage now as this defense is going to concentrate itself on this lobby side. That'll be Noisy taking down PK. I think Haribob is going to just sort of relocate to try and push up top here. Noisy going to continue to face some pressure from Goose on that garage side. Noisy going to maybe rotate around, look for something else here. Not exactly sure. That'll be Don't Hurt Me, please, with a double kill. This time on Harry. It's up to just Goose here. I mean, he's in garage. He's outnumbered heavily. Nothing you can really do at this point. Just try and clutch it up. But certainly not easy. Talking about what RnR needs to do here, I think for TG, they really need to just play the numbers game. They're doing well here at getting that opening kill, but they have to be able to hold on to that advantage in order to win. So if they can do that, and if they can, not make massive mistakes, not play really sloppy, then I think they should be alright. He was trying to play this, caught throwing a flashbang courtesy of Crushed, and that'll be around here. again for TG, who will bring it back to even once more. Woohoo! Trading rounds, folks. An actual competitive match, sure, but just means that it's even longer and longer. TG is going to have to fix up. He should have used his ability and checked. Yes, that's what I'm saying. He should have actually paid attention, but he didn't. So, just really costly mistakes there. Sloppy play. But I mean, everybody from TG is stepping up here, which I think is what's really helping them stay in this game. I have a feeling this will go into overtime and actually win by one round.
As many bombs as they can.
I mean, it might. We're not seeing either team break away, but hypothetically speaking, if this pattern continues, it should end up being... It should end up being an 8-7 for RnR. Just because they've been the team that has consistently gotten the lead for the first time, and so it's usually been TG playing catch-up. We'll have to see if TG can break that chain, break that cycle, get themselves their first real lead. I think, yeah, they've been either trailing or tied basically this whole game, or if that pattern's going to continue and RnR is gonna break forward again, just a teeny bit. It's going to really just be up to one of these teams to chain 2 rounds together. I think that's what's going to really define the match. Is if one of these teams can get 2 rounds in a row. Crush swings Harry Bob, takes him down. That's a big kill. Opening kill early, too. And onto the Nomad. Again, supports here being played way too aggressively. You have Nook. You have XK here with the Yana. Why are you not sending one of them? I don't... Why aren't you sending one of them to go play that aggressively instead of Harry Bob with all his utility on him? The flank watch. You just blew 3 air jabs. Don't Hurt Me Please takes down XK, so I guess it doesn't matter. They're useless anyways. You know, they're not even going to make a difference if you have them with the rest of the supports. Goose takes down Crush, so at least they're a bit closer now. Removes the Warden. Not like he was going to make much of a difference in this match. You know, Warden very situational. Really requires you'd have to play against a team that likes Ying, likes Blitz. Gets 2 kills there. Takes down PK and Goose. It's the just pinner. But as I was saying, Warden's only really good against teams that play Blitz, that use a ton of flashes, that play Ying, or that smoke plant. Or I guess play Glazer Sense, but not many teams do that. Pinner takes down Money, and Don't Hurt Me Please trades him out. Really strong roam game here from TG. That's what's really screwing over RnR, is that RnR is just unable to clear the roam. And they're not paying any attention to the roam. I mean, sure, they sent, what was it, XK and Pinner off to go roam clear, but 2 guys aren't going to be able to clear the entire roam by themselves. You know, it has to be a team effort. It can't just be 2 guys going at it. So just, I mean, that's what's tearing them up here, is that they're not really
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
playing the roam. We'll have to see if TG is able to break away here. They have an opportunity. They have their first lead here. If you notice, they've been trailing or tied for this entire game, so this is a big chance for them now to put themselves on match point. I mean, it's going to be tough, though, for sure, because they are on this tertiary site, this weakest site, but I think that they could win this here if they play their roam strongly, and or if this attacking team, if RnR is really weak against the roam and can't do anything against it, which seems to be how they usually operate. But if they don't step up here and really focus on the vertical and get that cleared first,
Attackers drop the diffuser.
5v3, Don't Hurt Me Please takes down Goose. PK is out, so both of those really important supports are gone. That flank watch and that hard support. They still do have the can openers from Harry Bob, but that's not the same as a thermite charge, so just a real big loss there for them. Might hopefully are able to recover. I don't really want to see them just throw away a competitive game here, but really tough situation for them to be in. Now, Pinner's on site here, dealing with some pressure from Don't Hurt Me Please. Flanked by Planet, taken out now. So to just Harry Bob and XK can actually find the Legion there. Money spots him, takes him out easily, just caught knifing there. So XK is the last one left, dealing with the entirety. And TG takes 2 down quickly. TJ and crushed, but Noisy shuts him down. Trades him out, and that'll be the round there. And it does seem that TG, I mean, they got a side sweep just now. They have a big morale boost. They have the momentum right now. They have the wind in their sails. The tides are in their favor. They just have to get one last round, and this is their primary site. This is the site that they started the side sweep on. This should be their strongest site. This should be, in theory, a really easy way to close out this round, to close out this game.
Attackers need to locate and
So
defuse
last
bombs.
chance here, really, for this attacking team, this troubled attacking team of RnR Esports. I mean, the issue has been that they have not been able to keep their supports alive to really help them make an impact on the round, to have them make an impact on the round. They've been losing the air jabs. They've been losing I believe it's the brimstone charges, those thermite charges, too early. Or I may have something up their sleeve this round to tie it up again. Maybe. Just having a poor game. Yeah, it's not great. Can TG keep this 2-up lead? Possibly.
Attackers are
Probably
moving out to
Canadian.
locate a bomb and defuse it.
And it's just gonna really be up to them here, because if they can avoid sloppy mistakes, you know, not droning, cough cough. If they can focus on clearing out their own as a team, and if they can keep their supports alive long enough to make an impact on the round, I think that they could win this one here, and possibly, you know, drag themselves to that overtime, to that first finish line, not even the real finish line, because you know, because of this lead, this side sweep that TG achieved, they now have sort of a safety net for themselves. Money's going to take down one of those drones there of OutBurst RnR. They're going to now try and provide some pressure here on this armory side. Harry Bob going to send out a fuse charge. Didn't really do much, to be honest. I think Crush might be looking to go cross country here. Maybe try and just get rid of that fuse there if he's still around. Harry Bob takes down Money. Just a good pincer there. A bit unconventional to use 2 fuse charges, I believe, on that, as now bandit tricking happening with the Planet. They're gonna, I don't think they realize. This isn't really how you bandit trick, Planet, but, I mean, it seemingly is working here. I don't know why they don't send Goose or Harry Bob over to go, you know, fuse the window or something. You know, they have to get rid of him. They have to put vertical pressure, or I guess fuse charges pressure on him to get him away from the wall and to get those bandits off of it in order to clear that out. Planet and Don't Hurt Me Please getting frags. Norman gets a double kill, so it's up to just Harry Bob and Goose to clear this up. Harry Bob takes down Willis. There's a second yard of the out of zombie of Noisy. It's a 3K. 3K of his own, though. Don't Hurt Me Please steals the thunder, really, of Harry Bob there. Both of them getting 3Ks, however, traded out. Harry Bob was Don't Hurt Me Please. Sort of passing the baton, it seems. And now it's a 1v2 here. Goose, probably 40 health, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. Outnumbered. 30 seconds left. Has 2 drones. Obviously has a gem and a hologram, but probably doesn't want to do that in a 2v1, especially at this point. If he dies, the round's over, the game's over, they lose. Then Crushed might be eyeing a peek here. Now Goose is going to jump in, caught and taken down by Don't Hurt Me Please, who gets a 4K and secures the round here for this. So, just quick 4K there from Don't Hurt Me Please gets the game 1 for TG 7-4 on Oregon. So, thank you all for watching. That concludes tonight's festivities. I have been a Scarlet Player. This has been VG League. 7-4 win in a D3 matchup in favor of TG against RnR Outburst on Oregon. Thank you for watching.